Alright. So this is the results of the final chapter. It cut off, of course, because of the rain, so I wanted to show off the last of it. There's a couple things I'm a little surprised about. Not too surprised, really. I wanted to talk about the different endings and things like that that could have happened if I'd have done different things. I mean, some of these are pretty obvious. Protected the baby, I'm surprised it's not actually higher, but it really doesn't make any difference. A lot of people didn't go to save Luke. It's not going to work, is it? Maybe I'm surprised it's not actually higher. So now that people didn't go, all that. No one has to say go with Mike. A lot of people don't shoot Kenny anymore. I'm surprised about that. Who are you with at the end? Kenny. So there's 5 endings to the game. I think I've said this already. There's the one where you go with Kenny, the one where you stay at Wellington, the one where you kill Kenny and go with Jane back to Howes. And when you go to Howes, there's a group of people that are there. There's a guy and his family, like a guy with his glasses and this old lady and this little kid. And the choice in that, the 2 choices for those endings are: do you let them in or do you not let them in? That's 2 different endings. If you don't let them in, you kind of have a sense that they're going to be aggressive towards you at some point. But if you let them in, they're a little hesitant because they see that the one guy has a gun, and the guy would the kid will come in and he looks at Clementine at the end and goes, "Nice hat," and that's pretty much the end of that. And the 5th ending really is what you do if you shoot Kenny. No, if you let Kenny kill Jane, you can shoot Kenny and kill Kenny. Then you'll hear the baby. If she runs to the baby, you grab the baby and you run away. If you shoot Kenny and then you talk to Jane, you can choose not to go with her. You can choose to just take the baby and go. In both of those situations, I don't think there's one for Kenny in that way though. I think you can call him dangerous, but I don't think you leave without him. I think you have to go with Kenny, but I don't remember really. I never really tried. But if you don't go with Jane, it'll do the same ending if you kill both of them. She'll be in a field with a bunch of zombies. She has like a blood covering her, and she walks through the crowd of zombies. That's the 5th ending. There are some good things about Season 2. There's some bad things about Season 2. Hello? Yeah, I'll be down shortly. Bye. Yeah. It's a little bit saddening that Luke doesn't play a bigger part in the game that he does. I realized, playing them straight through, that Luke's part in the game actually dwindles after the 3rd chapter. Like, he starts becoming less and less of a character. Because he just takes so much damage in the 3rd chapter that he just doesn't do much in the rest of them. He's still there, and he still kind of fights with Kenny, but he's just not as important. And Jane becomes the more important character, which is good. I like Jane. I wish there was a way to save both of them. I really do. I wish there was a way to say like an ending where you don't have to kill either of them. That's the kind of ending I would have gotten. I would have liked to have had. But then again, because of the fact that both of them can die, it's unlikely that either of them survive to Season 3. That's just the way it is. Anyone who can die will die. It's like a Final Destination kind of thing. Sarah, she could have died in that one room. Instead, she dies because she falls with the stuff. There's no way to save Sarah. Sarah dies. If Walter lets the zombie eat Nick, he dies. But if he doesn't, he dies 2 chapters later. And his part in chapter 3 is just bare bones. He doesn't really do anything. He's just kind of there. There's no way of saving Luke either. Whether you go to save him or not, he falls to the ice and he dies. If you go to save him, he saves you from a zombie. But if you don't, he goes under the water. You try to save him, but then you find him floating underwater dead. Bonnie can actually go underwater to find and try to save him as well. If you try to save Luke, you save Bonnie. But if you don't try to save Luke at all, both of them die. So because of the fact that Bonnie is a determinant as well, it's unlikely that she survives past the next season either. But then again, you don't see her. I haven't seen any. I mean, season 3 doesn't really show anything about her either. So I doubt, even if she is alive, that she'd be in the game that much. There's no way. Krista, despite the fact you talk so much about her and you look for her, you can't actually find her. You can't. I'm in the very beginning. You hear a gunshot after you save her, so I'm pretty sure she just died then. But then again, Kenny was supposed to have died in the first season, and he didn't die. So that's pretty much it. I guess I'll go into the credits, but can't really play the credits because of the whole music. That's the end of season 2. I'll come back season 3 with my choices intact. I don't know how season 3 would start. I've heard that they're going to have it where your choices actually matter. See this thing. So I'm guessing that either Jane or Kenny would die at the very beginning of the chapter. That's what I'm guessing. Because again, if you're going to die, you're going to die. If a character's going to die at some point, they're going to die no matter what you do. You can't save Lee. You can't save anyone. Not like the main theme for the Walking Dead game. Not that that's actually a song. Now looking back, it's like this game came out in 2014. I don't know who Randy is. Patrick. Okay. Whatever. Pretty sure those are the characters that if you go with Jane. Also, the Russian part, they were terrible. They all got killed, and none of the other characters died. I mean, Luke and Mike got shot. That's pretty much it. But I've heard that Arvo might have died to Kenny, but that's just. I mean, it was off screen, so you can never really tell with this kind of game. Arvo will always shoot you, by the way. No matter what you do. Even if you're nice to him or not nice to him, he'll shoot you. Comfort him, you can protect him, the whole thing, he'll still shoot you. He'll still shoot you because you shot his sister. And he doesn't like Kenny. And Kenny protects you, so pretty much there's nothing you can do. No way to save him. Always going to shoot you. This has been difficult, it keeps cutting out and all that. That's the entire game. That's all 5 season parts. This was made in 2014. It seems so far away. Or so. Yeah, there's no DLC, there's no cutscene at the end, unlike the first season, which had cutscene in which Clementine was looking at her gun, and then she sees 2 people in the distance, which were actually and Omid. You don't get that in this game. Just go off into the sunset, whoever you go with. Go back to my choices. I'm in the minority of most of the choices. I mean, most of the later choices, anyway. My majority of this first couple seasons, first chapters, a dip when it comes to the walkie-talkie and chopping the arm off, which I have to admit I probably should have done. But I never saw again, I never saw that one where you don't chop off. Although Sarita doesn't really do anything. It left Sarah at the trailer park. Still, I can't believe people mostly did that. I didn't rob Arvo. He'll still say you robbed him no matter what you do. Apparently, Jane taking his gun and throwing it on the floor counts as robbery. Becca? Most people don't. And here's the one where I have probably the worst things. So I'm going to say who you end up with is probably going to be Jane at Hal's. That's probably the one that it most. It's probably worth the most. But then again, 51% don't shoot Kenny. So I guess it's either Wellington or her at the house. Which ending for her would be? The hat one? That's in the one where she lets them in. Anyway, that's the end of season 2 of Walking Dead. The third season comes out eventually. Watch it and all that.